Alright, it's been a while since I did a video, but I figured, hey, I'm not really doing anything super important right now. And when we continue with the discussion that we had a little bit ago, Achan watching creepy crap. Y'all need to pull me to the side and be like, hey, Achan, stop watching creepy crap because it's starting to scare the hell out of me. So, when we last left off, I had just discovered the entire universe that is the Backrooms. Now, first and foremost, I did not know the Backrooms was part of a creepypasta. I mean, I've been into creepypastas for a minute. Like, basically, I found the Dark Somnium. I found his channel a few years back, and I love listening to his stories. He ain't been posting in a minute, but I think he has a lot of stuff going on in his life, so that's fine. But I started watching the Dark Somnium, and he reads creepypasta stories. There's another guy, I don't really like his reading of creepypasta stories, but now I found some other dude that's kind of on par with Dark Somnium, and I like his voice. He has a really nice voice. But I've been into the been plugged into the creepypasta world for a little bit now. So I'm kind of like, ooh, okay, it's part of creepypasta land. Achan likes creepypasta, so let's do this. So there's some dude I've been watching his channel that all he talks about, his name is Brogly, something like that. All he talks about is the lore surrounding the Backrooms. So I've been immersed in that. But literally the day after I had that whole talk about the Backrooms, Nexbo, once again ruining my life, Nexbo came out with his video literally the next day after I posted that. Something about Gemini home videos. And that is an, what is that, analog horror series that, if you don't know, basically analog horror is they take a VHS tape or something like, what's that one, Channel 58, which is like public access. Many of y'all probably looking at me like, what the fuck is she talking about? What the fuck is public access? Back in the day, they used to have these random TV channels that would show literally anything. Literally anything. Drexel had a public access channel in the 90s when I was a teenager, and they had this show called Dyke TV, and I used to love watching Dyke TV, and yes, it was lesbians, and that's what I would just love watching Dyke TV, because every now and then, it would have something hilarious, and they would have me on the floor. Here's why I like watching Dyke TV. So, yeah, public access was a wild place back in the day. So, like, it was literally a channel that had like TV broadcasting rights, and they would show literally whatever the fuck they wanted, and you could literally watch, been sitting there like me watching Drexel's public access channel, watching Dyke TV. So that's kind of what channel or local 58 is, analog horror. I like analog horror because it just takes me back to those public access days. And a lot of this stuff is just like random and creepy. Like if you want to check out Local 58, I won't watch it because it's right in that sweet spot for me that is so strange that it actually freaks me out. So, with the loose understanding of what analog horror is that I gave you, Nexbo came out with his 2.5 hour and some change video on Gemini Home Entertainment. Gemini Home Entertainment had me fucked up, y'all. And literally all I did was watch Nexbo's 2.5 hour and some change video on Gemini Home Entertainment. I was wrecked. I was so wrecked. I was actually scared of the dark for like a day or two. I had to stop it. I had to literally stop myself from watching. And yesterday, my brain was like, or not yesterday. I think it was I want to say Tuesday, Wednesday. My brain was like, I kind of want to be real scared because I've been kind of depressed. I miss my husband. I ain't gonna front. I miss my husband. So the only way that I can literally combat depression is I have to be afraid. So it's like one of the few ways that will actually snap. I guess my fight or flight response just was like, oh shit, we gotta run. We gotta hide somewhere because something gonna crawl out and grab us. So that's literally the only way I cannot, like, it's the only way I can combat being sad. I have to be scared. So I was like, we could watch Gemini Home Entertainment. And I was like, one side of my brain is like, let's watch Gemini Home Entertainment. It's not gonna be that bad. But the normal human logical side of my brain was like, bitch, you watch this and what's gonna happen? You just watched 2.5 hours of somebody talking about it. You didn't watch the whole thing. What do you think is gonna happen when you see that whole thing up front and up close and personal? You will be scared of the dark. And the room that I'm staying in gets mad dark at night. And then because there's no curtain on my window and there's this little power plant behind and they have like a light that shines in, I have a sleeping mask. Oh, this is all attached to it. But you see this sleeping mask? This thing gets like I'm in a coffin black and like it works very well. And I love this thing because it has like the thing for your eyes, so it's not all pressed up against my eyes, and it forces me to keep my eyes closed. I can keep my eyes open till they naturally close when I go to sleep. I can't be wearing that and then in a pitch black damn room with some light creeping in and then be scared of the dark. It's not gonna work. So I stopped myself from watching Gemini Home Entertainment, because seriously, my dumb ass was about to watch Gemini Home Entertainment and be scared out of my darn wits. And I can't do it. As much as I want to do it, I can't do it. So I watched a couple other things and they were eerie, but they didn't really scare me. So, been in the back rooms. I barely kept myself from watching Gemini Home Entertainment, which the premise of Gemini Home Entertainment is kind of all over the place. It starts off with like survival tapes. Like if you see these weird things, or like wood crawlers, I think is what they call it. If you see wood crawlers run, they're basically, how can I TLDR this? Like basically some kind of way Neptune, the planet, gets corrupted and infected by what, I don't know. The moon has an eyeball on it and it's mutating all this stuff all over the earth. And if you go out at night, like, you gonna get killed and fucked up and turned into these things called fake people. And the fake people scream like, help me, screaming like at the top of their lungs, screaming, help me, oh my god, help me. And they're gonna just turn you into like these fake people, and they're not real people anymore. They're just jacked up, messed up humans that are like a part of this infection. That's part one. Animals are getting fucked up. Then you got like nature that's getting all fucked up. So the whole thing, the whole circumstance is just wrought full of like, I don't need to be watching this. So I barely didn't do that to myself. But if you were looking for something to be like that, then Gemini Home Entertainment is out there for you. I know it's too much for my brain and I can't afford to be scared of the dark like that. So there's going to be a hard pass on that. So since I've been watching all this creepy crap, yesterday I was watching, and this was not my fault. I will not take responsibility for this. I found some other channel and I like true crime stuff too. But I was getting a little tired of true crime stuff. So, I found this channel. The algorithm offered me, I should say, this channel called Mr. Ballen. And he does true crime. He does weird tales of weird things that have happened to people. So, like, I've watched that. And I like watching him because he tells them in story form. So, he doesn't give you, like, this happened on this day and blah, blah, blah. He tells it like he's telling a story. And it's very entertaining. So, yesterday, as I've been watching his channel for a couple weeks now, he told this story that I almost lost my shit. So, here's the story. There's these kids at this summer camp, right? And they tell the kids, like, you can go swimming in the lake, that's fine, but You see that dock like way out in the mist? Don't go to that dock. And it's just some random dock in the middle of this lake. It's not attached to like land or anything. It's just this random dock in the middle of this lake. But it's way far out there, and I think it was called the faraway dock. There's some closer dock that's perfectly fine to go to. So they're like, y'all don't go to that other dock. That other dock is a hot mess. Don't go over there. So this one boy was like, bet we gonna go to this dock. Talking to him and his friends. We gonna go to this dock. It's gonna be popping. So, and he had said this for like he had said this last year. So he goes the next year and he's like, bet we going to the faraway dock. Watch, it's gonna be popping. So he and like two other kids, they sneak away at lunchtime and they manage to swim all the way over to this dock. They get there and they're expecting like Bigfoot to be hanging out, or like, I don't know, like a skinwalker to be chilling on the deck or some shit. None of that was over there. They get over there, they're disappointed. They're like, oh man, we swam all the way over here, ain't nothing over here. So instead of swimming back immediately, they hang out on the dock. But before they climb up on the dock, they see this apparently really big, gross, horrifying spider. Side note, how many times have I told y'all that I hate spiders? My dad took me to see Arachnophobia when I was 13. I ain't been right since. I have been fucked up on spiders ever since I've been 13. I can't even look at them. So, although, admittedly, me and my best friend a few years ago, we went to Zoo Miami, and they had the Arachnophobia spider, and I was like, I'm going to face my fears, and I'm going to look at it, because they have this whole Amazon exhibit. And like, I looked at it, but it was in some it was like hanging out in a hollowed out log. And it just looked so sad. Like, please don't look at me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, you're in the hollowed out log. It's fine. Because those Arachnophobia spiders are as big as a dinner plate and they eat birds. They eat goddamn birds. Not nice. So I was fine with it. They had the spiders that were blue with little pink feet. I thought they were kind of cute. They were grossing me out a little bit, but I wasn't like shaking in terror. It only got bad that when we saw the Mexican tarantula, that's when I was like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. I couldn't take it anymore. But I had gotten through two other spiders, one of which was my like actual nightmare fuel. And I was fine till we got to the Mexican tarantula. I had a nightmare about that Mexican tarantula too. Neither here nor there. Long story short, I hate spiders. My dad jacked me up on Arachnophobia. I ain't been right since. So, that's gone. So, getting back to the main story. So, they go on the dock, they bypass the gross giant spider, and they're chilling on the dock, just taking a breather from swimming all the way out there. And they said they started hearing all this crackling and all this, like, weirdness, and they're like, is the dock getting all jacked up? And then a bunch of gross giant spiders come out from the deck, and then they start crawling on them. They try to jump away and jump in the water to swim away from them. They're swimming and running on water. These spiders, let me reiterate, can swim, can walk on water, and was crawling on them. And at this point, every square centimeter of my skin is crawling. And I'm screaming, and my mom is like, what is happening in here? And I'm like, I told her the story that I'm telling y'all, and they were like, the kids were like, we were traumatized. You shouldn't have went out there. Because apparently what the spiders were something called dock spiders that live on docks. I'm never going near a damn dock again, by the way. But they live on docks, they eat fish. And they can swim, and they can walk on water, and they have apparently no fear because they're giant swimming spiders. Fuck all of that story. So that happened, and that left me in a real jacked over place. And I was like, and the thing about that particular Mr. Ballen story was, if they said anxiety warning, bitch, you should have put an arachnophobia warning on there for people like me who suffer from very debilitating arachnophobia. And that story did not help the situation. Not one iota. No, it did not. So, I only like it when I'm pretend scared. I don't like being actual afraid. And what is in my hair that I keep seeing? Like a little, I've been washing sheets, so yeah, a little piece of lint. But yeah, I've been, there's a line in The Simpsons where Milhouse is like, sorry, Bart, your dad kind of blew the fantasy. I only like it when I'm pretend scared. So do I. I only like being pretend scared. I don't like knowing that there's spider. Actually, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, I don't like knowing there's spiders that can swim. That was information I didn't need to know, but now that I know it, I know I'm never walking near a dock ever again. Excuse me, I will never walk near within a blue damn mile of a dock. So, that's gone. Because I don't want any of that. So, I don't need any of that in my life. So, no thank you. That's going to be a hard pass on the docks. So, because if a dock spider comes out and Lord forbid jumps on me, y'all putting me in a home. Period. Y'all putting me in a home. I'm no longer going to be able to be a part of society. I have gone permanently insane. Just prepare to put me in a home. Like, what happened to Aunt Chun? Like, they had to put her, a dock spider jumped on her, so, and she just, that was it. So, they just put her in a home. So, oh no. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing with myself. And that last story, I did not ask for, by the way. It just happened, and I'm not even amused. So, I don't know. It's just a mess. But that is all I have for now. And I am very close to coming up with the, remember I said a while ago, I had a little bit of an epiphany about the hill I'm going to die on, which the hill I'm going to die on is cultural appropriation goes to intent. There's been a lot of discussion about how intent is not a good, like, barometer. But I have so many thoughts on this. So I'm almost there, and it's going to require actual research. But I'm there because I've been putting this discussion off because, one, I'm not near my Lolita stuff. And two, it's a real difficult topic. And I don't know what the answer is. And no one can offer me an answer. So as soon as I start my research, maybe I can find something that could lead me in the direction of an answer. But I don't know. But I'm getting there. I'm almost there. So, but for now, that is all I have. And I will see you all around at another point. But until then, later.